Today we're going to take a look at some of the features of the Echo CS-4510 chainsaw. One of the first things you notice on the CS-4510 is the shiny black recoil starter housing. Inside this housing is a spring assist rewind starter for reduced starting efforts. When you turn the saw over, you can see that it is heavily ribbed for durability and strength. You can see the large coil spring, which is part of the 3-point anti-vibe system to help reduce fatigue in the operator's arms and wrists. And you can also find an adjustment screw for the automatic oiler right behind the clutch. The chain adjustment screw is located on the side cover for the clutch. The clutch cover features two large metal inserts around the bar stud holes. This not only helps strengthen the plastic cover for the clutch, but also gives something solid for the bar nuts to be tightened down to. The bar oiler on the CS-4510 is driven by the clutch. As you can see here, the clutch is on the outside, the clutch drum and sprocket are toward the inside, closer to the crankcase of the saw. This allows the bar and chain to be mounted closer to the center line of the saw, which makes the saw feel more balanced and more maneuverable. It also makes the saw have a lighter feel to it. You can also see that the bar studs are larger diameter when they go into the crankcase of the saw. This strengthens that area, plus gives the bar nuts and that clutch cover that we showed you something more solid to mount against than just a plastic housing. As you can see here, looking at the front of the saw, it's definitely a lot slimmer design, as we mentioned before. You can see that the saw is slimmer, the bar is going to sit in closer to the crankcase, which makes this saw so easy to maneuver around, whether you're going to roll it around for trimming some limbs, or if you're going to take it up in a tree with you to cut off some limbs, or you're working overhead. It's just much more maneuverable when you have everything compact and closer to the center line like you do with this saw. And speaking of being easier to handle, if you notice on the handle for the chain brake, it has two very large windows to be able to see through there, so you don't have your vision impaired by a bunch of plastic in your way. And the handle for the chain brake is not the only thing that's see-through. The new fuel tank on the CS-4510 allows you to be able to see the fuel in there. Now, we're not talking about a window on the back of it or something like that, like you see on the Husqvarna saws or something. You can actually see the fuel in the entire tank, so you'll know how much exactly you have in there. And if you do need to open the fuel cap, no need to grab your scrunch anymore to open the cap, because just like on the CS-4510T, your pull rope handle can be used as a tool to open the gas cap. If there's too much pressure build up, those caps can be hard to get off. Now you can just stick the top of the pull rope handle grip in there and use that to turn the gas cap open. All of the operator controls for the CS-4510 are conveniently located by the rear handle. You have a momentary stop switch, meaning you just push it in, shuts the saw off, and it comes back to the run position. Your choke, an air purge bulb, your throttle lock, all these things are located right there near each other at the back of the saw. The CS-4510 features a newer style air cleaner cover, a new style air filter that is round to help filter more, and it also screws in. It's not a clip-on one. It actually screws in to the spitback plate. And speaking of the spitback plate, that's an entirely new design, not something you've seen before on any of the other Echo saws. So they really went above and beyond with the design of this saw to build a better, more powerful saw that's going to last you longer and be easier to operate. As you may have guessed, the 4510 uses the NGK BPM R8Y spark plug. It also has a muffler screen that's easy to get out, easy to clean up. Don't ever operate this saw without it. And up by the chain brake handle, you have your information for a replacement bar and chain. And if you've never noticed this before, on your bar, it has everything you need to know about the bar and chain right on the bar, etched into the bar. So when you decide to purchase an Echo CS-4510, what are you getting? Well, you're getting a chainsaw that's easy to maneuver, easy to start because of the reduced starting effort from the recoil. It has a purge bulb, so you're not going to have to pull it as many times to get the gas into the carburetor. You're going to have a saw that you're not going to be pulling the rope and then realize, oh yeah, I left the kill switch in the off position. Can't do that with this one. And you're getting a chainsaw with a limited 5-year warranty on it for consumers. You're getting a chainsaw that's comparative to the Husqvarna 450, 445 range saw, but at a little bit cheaper price. Now, because Echo doesn't put any horsepower numbers out there or torque numbers out there for their chainsaws, it's kind of hard to compare apples to apples on paper there as far as that goes. But you're getting a saw that's about the same weight, about the same power, same about the same displacement. It's easy to operate. You're getting that 5-year limited warranty on it. You're getting at a cheaper price. So really what you're getting here is a good all-around homeowner to mild duty saw, the occasional firewood cutting, cleaning up limbs in the yard, things like that. You're getting a really good saw for all that stuff at a great price. It's a good package deal, so definitely don't sleep on the Echo CS-4510. So stop by your local Echo dealer and grab a CS-4510 off the shelf if they have one on display. Just pick it up and, move it around and feel for yourself how lightweight it feels and how easy it is to maneuver because of how balanced it is. You'll be surprised. And of course, if you're at the Echo dealer, make sure if you are looking into buying a chainsaw, you don't just leave there with just the chainsaw if you don't have the proper safety equipment. Echo has a full package of PPE, the personal protection equipment, kit. You can get the chaps, safety glasses, and that kind of stuff in there. Sells for about $100, just like Husqvarna and some other companies have. That is definitely worth its value. Pick that up. You don't want to take the chance here. You're buying a new saw. You plan on keeping it for a long time. You're going to be using it a good bit. Make sure to protect yourself and make sure you're running this thing properly and safely. So check out the description below for some information as to where you can get some more info or talk to some people or pick up an Echo CS-4510. And if you like what you saw here, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. Leave us some comments below. Give us some feedback. If you've got a CS-4510, if you ran one, anything, just drop some comments there. Be sure to like the video if you did like it. And we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks for watching.